Thanks for taking the time to watch this demo video about our 360-degree marketing and lead generation solution for private money lenders and brokers. I'm Brandon Robertson, the CEO and the founder of the Mortgage Growth System. And in this video, I'm going to flip over to screen share in a second to walk you through every piece of the process so you understand exactly what we're doing, what you get when you work with us, and why we produce such phenomenal results. If at any point in time you have interest in speaking to a rep at our company about our programs, just go to mortgagegrowthsystem.com where you find lots more information, case studies, opportunities to book calls, or even submit inquiries. Thanks so much. So this video kicks off with a bunch of images we've created for ads for our own clients, but let's get to the important stuff first, which is you probably want to know a little bit about me. I'm the CEO of the company. I have over 20 years experience in marketing. I actually worked with a lot of big companies like GM, Chrysler, Nissan, many other brands you certainly know of. But in 2016, we launched this agency, and then 2017 we actually kind of rebranded it as the Mortgage Growth System when we settled on only working in the lending space or real estate lending space. In 2020, since you're watching this video, that's when we started getting into the non-QM and private money lending side of things. And then in about 2023, we decided that's the only type of marketing we're going to focus on at all. I'm also a part-time CMO at Amped Lending, which is a private lending company or brokerage. Now, when you're working with us, I want to be very clear. We're not just a lead provider. Yes, we absolutely provide leads, and that is one of the main reasons people come to us. But you're getting all this stuff. You have a huge team of people behind you to support you: strategists, researchers, data analysts, copywriters, graphic designers, media buyers, call team, sales coaching, and easy lead follow-up automations through a CRM we provide. So it's really very much so a 360-degree turnkey solution that we're providing. It's like having an outsourced team of specialists and experts. Now, our services, as I just mentioned, definitely include lead generation, automated lead handling. This is a key one too. A lot of people overlook how important it is to be able to properly handle leads and follow up with them. We've got this super dialed in. We've worked with 2,500 different brokers over the last 9 years. We figured out a process that is, still getting refined even to this day, but works super well. And of course, we have a highly trained in-house appointment setting team. So this is not an outsourced team, which a lot of people, assume is the case. But either way, if you haven't looked at our website and you're watching this video somewhere else, you might want to go to mortgagegrowthsystem.com. We have tons of case studies, or even my YouTube channel named after myself, Brandon Robertson. Now, our process is pretty simple, at least to me, in the sense that what we're doing is we're starting with advanced B2B targeting. So, other businesses who need private money to invest so they can invest in their properties. We create a concentrated funnel, which you can, take a look at this if you want to pause the video and kind of read these a little bit more. But that's basically the way we're capturing the lead from the moment that they see your advertising to the moment that they actually become a lead. Lead management, as I just talked about, the CRM is definitely designed for that. That's specifically its strength and the focus of when we designed it and created all the automations and lead flows. Sales coaching, also super important. A lot of people don't know how to convert leads, turning a stranger into a customer, and we need to help you guys with that. And then, of course, if you work with us, we do have guarantees, which, if you speak to us, we'll explain what those are. Either way, this is also a good time to pause the video if you want to take a closer look at what each thing is saying. But essentially, when we talk about a concentrated funnel or a borrow acquisition system, this is essentially the system or machine that we have built for you. It is complicated, at least on our side. We make it simple because you don't actually have to worry about any of this, but that's what's happening all on the back end to make all your lead flow happen simply and to manage leads a lot better. Now, ad platforms, of course, you may already realize, but we primarily advertise on the Meta platform, so that's the key to our Facebook and Instagram. They do actually have a few others, though, too. Some people ask us why we want to focus on this so much. Well, it's very simple. They are by and far the most advertised platform in the world. It's because their algorithms are more advanced than anything else. They've been at this really longer than anyone. Now, yes, some people say, well, Google had ads before this. They did, but they didn't have the algorithms. Meta has been working on algorithms since basically day one. They also have the most users, so it's a great platform. for advertising and finding your ideal borrowers. A lot of people also are curious about, well, what about search-based marketing? Well, this is Google versus Facebook essentially for the most part. Search is fine. I'm not going to say it's bad. However, there's a lot of complications with it. There are a lot of weaknesses. Again, I'll save that conversation for another day, or you can pause this and kind of read through it a little bit more. Customization. This is super, super important. We got to dive into this. This is the cornerstone of our marketing. So all of our clients, they specialize in certain things. Some people are really good at 1 to 4 DSCR. Others are specialized in construction or hard money or even land, you name it. So when we do our intake with you and start onboarding you, we're actually really deep diving into what you do best and creating advertisements that, suit you. So you're actually talking to your ideal borrowers. Over time, too, though, what that also does is it creates a brand awareness amongst many, many thousands of people out there and develops trust for you. So this is all very important part of the process. And of course, it can also be updated over time. So a lot of people do come to us and they're not exactly sure where their specialties lie. Usually after a few months of working with us, they figure it out. They've talked to so many borrowers and helped so many people at that point in time. We modify their advertising and branding and whatnot to suit their new insights, essentially. Now, what you see here are ad examples. These are just a few. You saw some at the very beginning of this video. We do custom create all advertisements. We don't use templates. We don't steal ads from anybody else. Again, this is back to the customization. After we do your onboarding and intake, we figure out what it is that you advertise and make good-looking ads that focus on that and actually work. Now, the ads themselves are also highly engaging. As you can see here, these are screenshots of many people commenting on ads themselves. This is yet one more way to build brand awareness, build trust, and to get more leads, not just everybody who fills out a form or calls directly in. Again, we talked about the targeted funnel a little bit earlier. I think it is very important to bring up this part about it, though, which is that we always use long form leads. Almost every other provider out there or competitor, if you will, I've seen uses short form leads. These are really, really bad leads to generate as opposed to a long form lead. And there are actually several reasons for it. If you pause the video here, you can kind of watch or read through some of this stuff. But essentially, if you're making somebody fill out 12 to 15 questions, not only do you have something very similar to a full application, but you also have made somebody jump through hoops, so they're more serious. And because they did that, they also tend to remember becoming a lead, unlike short form leads. The only upside to short form leads is they are a little bit cheaper to generate, but in the long run, that's not really the case, right? If you look at the cost per lead, sure, it's cheaper. If you look at the cost per funding, it is not. And that's why we go to such great lengths to create all these funnels, all these processes, so that we can generate strong return on investments for our clients. And that's why we have so many clients who've been here for years at this point in time. Now, we'll talk briefly about our lead management system. I did explain this a little bit before. It is highly affordable. We actually created this such that it's basically a break even for us. This is not a source of profit for us, and that's also why we don't really offer it to non-clients, because it's really just designed so our clients have a streamlined, simple way to convert the leads, organize the leads, follow up the leads, do everything really that they need to with the leads. We've created all these stages and automations. We've really, again, thought through all this because we've been doing it for so long. We realize the key areas that you're going to need to put leads in. Like sometimes you'll talk to somebody and they're probably 2, maybe up to 6 months out before they're ready. Well, that's where you put them in this stage specifically for that also fires off automations. And that's just an example. And in fact, we can also customize your CRM. We do that with a lot of clients, especially after they've gotten used to using it and realize what they would like to have or want to have changed. So now another key thing to keep in mind is that really where our process is designed for scalability. So we like to work with teams. Individuals are totally fine, but teams love us. In fact, we have some people generating as many as 50 or 60 leads per day at this point in time with our system, and plenty of people, that generate less. So we can meet the demand that you have for the type of lead flow that you need, essentially. Lead conversions, kind of talked about all that, but I think a key thing to talk about here is conversion rate. So we are able to measure this to a certain degree from client feedback. Some clients are more apt to share their information than others, but what we know for sure is that about a 5 to 7% conversion rate, and that's really short term, is pretty common. If you measure a little bit longer, 6 to 12 months, you're probably going to see that that's really about 10%. And this still does not even account
for the magic that most about 10 to 20% of the borrowers actually have multiple loans that they need done immediately or in close succession, and a lot of those borrowers actually even create referrals for you as well. And sometimes I've had clients tell me, oh, now I have 3 or 4 referrals deep, like the referral from the referral gave me a referral. If that makes sense. So anyway, if you want to pause this video at any point in time, you can to read any of this stuff. But the last thing I really want to kind of get into is the marketing flywheel. Again, like I was just saying, like everything we're doing actually builds more and more and more momentum over time. That's why a lot of our clients decide to scale. Very few start with us and they're ready to massively scale. They want to test the waters, see what it's about. And it makes sense. We also want people to start a little bit slowly so they can kind of get used to it, figure out what kind of borrowers they really want to work with, get used to the CRM, get used to talking to borrowers that they met online, especially if they haven't done that in the past. But the longer you do this, the more your brand builds, the more you have leads coming in that come back as repeat borrowers, and the more referrals that you get. So again, this is very much so a marketing flywheel. If you don't understand that, you may not completely be able to leverage our system, or you can just trust in our process because we've seen this many, many times. In fact, I'll stop here and just say this is the reason why we basically created a sister company in the lending space. We didn't start there, unlike some other competitors, whatnot. They may have a lending company and got into marketing. We did it backwards. We actually saw the success, and we figured out the whole process so much that we decided to do that as well. And again, that's the company that I'm also a part-time CMO at. So compounding effect, this is just a little graphic chart. As you can see, every month you're getting more and more and more leads. You're going to close more and more loans, and then more and more referrals on top of it. So again, this is just kind of an example, but hopefully this visual rings true for you. And what about the leads? Of course, everybody wants to know, are they good leads? What's the quality of them? Well, our average loan amount, if you average them all out across the board, is about 400,000, although we see plenty of $1 million plus deals. I know that there are many clients have reported closing $10 million deals, $20 million deals, and I think we even have one that's over 57 million, something like that. So you definitely can capture borrowers that are quality and also would generate a nice commission for you. So again, here's just a little introduction. Here's some of the people on our team that you'd be working with if you work here. But for the most part, that pretty much sums up this video. I appreciate you taking the time to watch it.